What's up, guys? This podcast is coming from you guys from Music City, Nashville. That's right. Let's go get it.
I spent the last 14 years playing over 1,000 shows, touring 22 different countries, and become a top 40 Billboard charting artist. I fired my record label to go out on my own as an independent artist to market and release my own music, selling thousands of albums and millions of streams. The question I always get is, how did I do it without a label and sell even more music? This podcast is here to show you the way. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my music business and a loyal fan base.
What's going on, guys? I'm just in Nashville, Tennessee, in Music City. Flew in here, and I'm walking around in this mall right now, just trying to get a bit of exercise, and I got a meeting later on. And I'm supposed to be staying at my buddy's studio tonight, or I might end up staying at a hotel. I'm not actually really sure. But man, do I have a lot of memories of coming to Nashville when I first started in the music industry. And, you know, it's funny, Nashville is really known as Music City and Johnny Cash and country music, but it's also known as the Christian music scene is huge out here. And it's funny, me coming from Canada back in the day, we used to always drive down here for this event called the Dove Awards, or GMA Week, I think it was, just to network and try and meet label people and hand them our demos and hand them our CDs. And I'll be honest, some of my memories coming here and trying to network and meet people, it was always like trying to like meet that one person that's going to just like change my life and you know, set me free and like and just like open up that big door, just be the answer. You know, always looking for that like one person that's just going to like, you know, change it for you. And the more I found I chased success or just chased that one person, you know, to try and meet them, because it was always this thing when you'd meet people at the event, it'd always be like when you'd meet someone, you'd shake their hand, but as you're shaking their hand, they're like looking over your shoulder, looking to your left or right just to see if there's someone even more important that they can talk to. So it was really, what's it called? Not low class, but it was just, I don't know. It was just like everyone just like trying to walk on top of each other just to kind of get up and get the in and meet that person who's going to put them on, you know? And I'll be honest, like out of all those meetings and stuff like that, it never happened that way for me. It was always more in a personal setting or at a show where I met someone or someone introduced me one-on-one. It wasn't me like trying to climb my way up and just like, you know, step on people. Because there's one thing that I realize is that you meet the same people on the way up that you do on the way down. And so you always want to be really nice to people. But I remember hanging out, handing out demos and all that stuff. And I remember we played this showcase that I can't even remember if I bought onto it or not. But it must have had, like, it was a showcase for labels to come and see you. You'd perform, and, you know, it was kind of all these showcases, right? And you try and get people out to your showcase and see you perform, and then hopefully you get signed. And I remember there must have been like 50 artists on this showcase, okay? Maybe not that many. Maybe there's like 30 or 40, but there was a lot of artists on this showcase. And I remember I finally got to play, and I don't even remember what time it was, but I know it was super late, and I know nobody was there, okay? And so it was a really, you know, poor use of time. And I remember my wife was there and just always super supportive. I remember we would drive down from Toronto, Canada, and that was like a good, I'm pretty sure it was at least 16-hour drive there and 16-hour drive back. And let alone just trying to get through the border was a pain in the butt with CDs, and the U.S. was not very accommodating to me back then, and sometimes we'd get like stopped for hours at the border just trying to get in and not even getting paid or anything. It was just like really tough. And so being in the city, you know, holds a lot of different things to me. I've recorded a lot of great songs here now, a lot of hit songs, and done a lot of interviews. I've played a lot of great shows, and but there's just also the memories of just, you know, just always like, I don't know if it's envy or what it is, but just always like trying to be somebody or be something. But what I'll say is I love about this city is that every coffee shop I feel like I'm in, there's just like so many entrepreneurs and so many people just wanting to do things and so many songwriters and studios and stuff like that. So, you know, if you had your choice between Cali or Nashville, you know, I will say that Nashville is definitely cheaper, you know, but also the fact that I've lived in Cali for so long, California is like my favorite place in the world, and if anybody knows me, they know that. But as far as Nashville and coming to a city, does it make a difference to come here and meet people and network? Absolutely. Absolutely, because it really is who you know, and meeting people, and not to the point where you're just trying to step on people, but just to build real, authentic relationships. Because now it's funny, even though I didn't live here, I probably actually have more relationships in Nashville than I do in California, which is kind of funny. And there's probably 2 studios that I work out of in Cali, and there's actually only 1 studio here in Nashville, but I just have a lot of friends here and just different industry people and whatnot, managers, agents, everything, Music Row and that whole thing. And it's funny, I didn't meet anybody today for lunch because I'm actually down here for more of an online marketing thing, just helping and supporting a friend of mine. But, when it comes down to like just being around the action and where things are happening, I do encourage you to get around the action. You don't have to be, but if you can be around where a lot of the decisions are being made so you can meet people, one-to-one, that's a big deal. I really believe that is a big deal to meet people one-on-one and face-to-face and put in a name to that face. And that's why conferences are so important. And that's why going to shows and just and getting out there and meeting people is important. But I will say at the same time, like back in the day when we were just trying to hustle and try and just meet that one dude or that one person that's going to like put me on. Like it's a total joke and it's a total lie. You're better to just be focusing on your art, making the best music you can and making a ruckus online and where you are. And I love that word. Just like make a freaking ruckus online where you are, reaching your fans. That's what's so great about the whole online platform is that like you don't even need to like be like touring and meeting all these people and doing a showcase, waiting up all night to hopefully play. You can just like get on line and just start building it where you are, man. You don't need to wait. You don't need to wait for anyone. You don't need anyone's permission. Just start your thing now and start where you are and build this thing so that when you do go and you meet people and you're hanging out and stuff like that, you can have something. You can like have a fan base and have stuff going on and just, more things that you can kind of like show people and whatnot, as opposed to like, oh, I'm just trying to do my thing. And, you're running from this thing to that thing when you should be just in the studio and hanging out with your fans and building it as opposed to chasing the success and all that stuff. So I really hope that, provide some value, and I definitely encourage you, visit some places, get out to Music City, get out to Hollywood, get out to Cali and meet people and learn stuff and try and like, grow and network and build relationships, and don't be an island. Okay, definitely do not be an island. You definitely want to get out there and meet people. Choose a conference. Maybe it's South by Southwest. Maybe it's North by Northeast. Maybe it's ASCAP Expo. Maybe it's I don't know. Just thinking of ones just freestyling right now as I'm walking through this Nashville mall. But I'm just saying, hey, make a decision to go out and go with some friends. Don't go alone either. Have someone who you can network with, but that's cool. Don't go with someone that's going to drag you down. Go with someone who's like a hustler as well, but just like, someone that's that wants this dream as much as you do as well. Because it's always fun when you get to go out with people. All right, guys, have a good day.
So if you're a struggling artist and you're just trying to figure out this music industry, you want to go full-time with your music, you want to get noticed on social media, or learn how to launch an album, an EP, or just get your music more marketed out there, I want to encourage you to check out my coaching program called Fanbase University. Every single month, I jump on the phone 2 times with my students and I coach them and I teach them how to market their music, how to get noticed, how to handle booking agents, record labels, and just get their music out there. Also, you get access to exclusive training, you get interviews with music industry professionals. If you want to find out more and not do this on your own, not struggle, because I've wasted thousands of dollars on my career and now I want to coach other artists. Check out my program, fanbaseuniversity.com, or click the link below to find out more info.